Hello YouTube, Vista Bar Man Cave. Coming to you with another video here, another exciting day. Today I'm going to have an electronic dartboard delivered here to the house. And this is a dartboard that's an upright dartboard that you would find in a commercial venue like a bar or a bowling alley. The daylight transport driver just called me here a little while ago. He should be here within the hour. So we'll be on standby here until he arrives, and we'll take it from there. Sorry I haven't made any videos lately. Normally I'll do like a triking video followed by something that I have in my bar. I've been on a really crazy shift at work the last 4 months, and I finally got off of it. I was on the graveyard shift, and I'm back finally on a decent shift, so hopefully I can get back into some triking here soon. But since this is sort of a big day for a new arrival for inside the bar, I figured I'd go ahead and do a video without a triking video in this particular case, because quite honestly, I haven't had a chance to do any triking for the last 4 months because of my schedule, but hopefully here in the next few weeks I can slowly get back into doing that again. On top of that, we also have a major project going on in our backyard. We have a lot of things being done, and so we've got a lot of construction and contractor stuff going on right now. So that will be going on here as well for the next at least 8 weeks, I think. So hopefully I can do some triking between now and then, but I need to kind of be nearby when the contractors are here in case any questions or concerns come up. So anyway, we'll stand by here for the driver, and we'll get some video footage of him unloading the dart machine from the truck into my garage, and we'll get some video footage of the unboxing of the electronic dartboard. It's actually made by a company called Spider360. I purchased the 2000 series model. There's a 1000 series model as well that's a little bit cheaper, that doesn't have quite all the bells and whistles, but both a very good high quality commercial grade style dartboard. So we'll do an unboxing video as well, and we'll also do some, once it's all put together and assembled, we'll play a few games as well. So stand by for more. Yep, that'll work.
What is it?
This is an electronic dartboard, like the ones that you see like in bars and stuff like that. Yeah, it's built like an upright cabinet. If you like in bowling alleys or bars, you'll kind of see them kind of push against the wall. They've got like a color LCD display below, so you kind of see.
So you got tired of the little one, huh?
Well, yeah, that's steel tip there. This is soft tip in here, so yeah. Was there a tip and tell sticker on
No.
this one? You know?
Not that I know of. It's gonna be on that side. No? Well, they packed it pretty good, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one you can really see is a dent in the box. I'll make a note of that on the paperwork. Some punctures over there.
strap on that it pulled down too tight on it.
so?
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, this thing's only gonna be about that big in there.
Yeah.
So they picked a big box for it.
Right.
Print your name right down there.
Do I do for both copies here, I guess?
There's a copy right there.
Okay. Is there a place I can make a note on this? Just they told me in case there's any dents or anything or whatever, just to kind
Just
of
put
make
their
sure.
box has a slight bends on the box.
Yeah. If I could just take a quick picture of that.
Ready? That's yours.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Oh,
Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
oh, no problem. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
Chick-fil-A today.
Yeah. There you go. All right. One of the things you were supposed to do before when you get a delivery like this, is to make sure that you make note of any sort of damage. I don't see any actual puncture holes anywhere in the box itself. This is the only area that's of concern, but I don't see any rips to the box or anything, so we're probably going to be okay. But I did note on the paperwork that the back of the box was dented, so if by chance I open it and there is some sort of damage, that will be noted if it needs to be returned for any reason. All right, well, let's get her open here. So taking a measurement here, it might just barely fit through this door from the garage. I'm not sure, but we'll give it a try and see. So first thing to do is going to be to take these straps off. Probably this plastic covering material as well, free from the pallet. Ah, okay. I was wondering what this was. So When I bought my pinball machine last month from Hemispheres Amusements, I asked if they could send me a hat and a lanyard, since I didn't get one originally when I bought their machine from them last month. So this is the hat and lanyard that I requested when I bought this from them. Quite a dent there. I'm just going to take some pictures here of all sides of the box, especially the side here that's damaged. Okay, so just an update. Just to be safe, I went ahead and contacted Hemispheres Amusements where I bought this at, just to let them know that there was some denting in the box. I don't see any actual punctures to the box. I'm of the agreement, and so is Mark and Kurt of Hemispheres, that there's probably not any damage inside on the game itself. I just wanted to make sure that they're aware of the damage, the denting at least, before I cut the straps from the pallet. Because once I cut the straps from the pallet, I'm pretty much committed at that point. But I did, on the paperwork, note on his copies, and that's why I took pictures with my camera, that the back of the box was dented. So that way, in case it does come back to where it's not working right, you know, they'll be able to return it. So with that said, let me go ahead and cut these straps here and see if we can get this thing off the pallet. Hopefully it'll fit in the door here. If not, I'll just unpack it here in the garage. Definitely lighter than a pinball machine, that's for sure. I can tell you that already. plastic. Jeez. Huh. Barely need a line through that with the pliers here. Alright. Take a time out here until I figure this out. Let's try round 2 here. I have some bolt cutters here. See if that works. Since these straps are made out of metal versus the typical plastic. There we go. Here is just the side of the box that was dented right here. Packed this up really well. Over here on the left is the top part of the dartboard, and over here is the pedestal. Got the main pedestal down here, and the top of the dartboard up here. Well, the good news, from what it's looking like at least, the back of the dartboard was the section that was damaged versus the front. Probably a good 1.5 to 2 inches. That's a little worse. Take a closer look at it here. So I'm guessing the nuts and bolts to put the two pieces together are somewhere behind that piece of cardboard. pedestal there. And of course, the most important part, the top. And the LCD display is down there at the bottom. And the selector buttons over to the right. So a couple things to note on here I wanted to point out. This is the Spider360 2000 series model, and one of the things this thing comes standard with is black and red segments, these all being the segments. I didn't like that, and so I had asked the owner of Spider360 if it could be changed out to the international colors like you see here. And he told me that that wasn't possible, even though some of their other dartboards that they were currently making had that ability to have the international colors. The Spider360 version 1000 and 2000 series didn't have that option. So I kind of contemplated for the next several weeks as to whether or not I wanted to purchase one, because I wasn't going to be getting the color segments that I really wanted. And so I called Hemispheres Amusements, which is the company I bought both my pinball machines from, and I asked them, I said, hey, is it possible to change these color segments from black and red to the international colors? And they said, well, it's probably possible. We just need to confirm that the matrix behind the dartboard is the same, and that there won't be any issues with us putting the other segments in there. So he did some research and found out that the matrix is the same and that it would be able to be changed over. So that was the plan, was to have them go ahead and do that. Well, Hemispheres Amusements is located in Hampshire, Illinois, which is about 30 miles west of Chicago. And the company that makes these is located in Loves Park, Illinois, which is about 30 miles, I think, northwest of Hampshire, Illinois, where Hemispheres Amusements is located. So Kurt, the owner of the company, actually drove to Loves Park to pick this machine up in person while he was there. And he asked the question to them, some folks on the assembly line. He said, hey, the customer wants international colors, not the black and red segments that this normally comes with. Is it possible that you guys could just put in the international color segments that the customer wants? And on the assembly line said, yeah, sure, we can do that. So while Kurt was waiting to load this thing into his truck, they assembled it right there on the spot and then put it in its original box. So all Kurt had to do was just drive it back to Hemispheres and then send it straight to me, because the original plan was he was going to pick it up in Loves Park, bring it back to Hampshire, put the color segments in himself, and then send it off to me. So he was able to save himself some labor and have them do it straight from the factory. So that was really, really awesome. And I was really glad that Kurt went out of his way to not only go pick it up in Loves Park, Illinois, but to also ask if they could do it on site. And he was, and they were more than happy to do that for him. So, so just so you're aware, if you can buy one of these Spider360s, the 1000 or the 2000 series model, it's standard with black and red segments, and that's it, with a white webbing. I wanted international segments. This is what you'd normally see on a steel-tipped dartboard, and so that's what I wanted, and I was able to get it. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. If you see other Spider360 pictures online, you're going to see black and red segments. You're not going to see the standard international colors like what you see here. The other things I wanted to mention too is I had to do a lot of research to kind of streamline a bunch of information that I was finding online. And a lot of these dartboards look really, really similar, but yet they've got different names on the top of the marquee. And so there's a company called Arachnid. Arachnid's been making electronic dartboards since the 1970s, and they're kind of the ones that are the masterminds behind designing the electronic dartboards and kind of fine-tuning them to where they can be used in public venues. And so just some things to note is Arachnid is the main company that makes the electronic dartboards of this style. Spider360 is the sister company of Arachnid. So they're all the same company. They're all made in the same facility in Loves Park, Illinois. To take it a step further of more confusion, over the years, Arachnid made several models of dartboards called the Galaxy. And normally you'd see Galaxy across the top of the marquee. And one would think like, oh, okay, Galaxy, that's the name of the company that makes this dartboard. Or, oh, Spider360 makes this dartboard. Well, that's not really the case because the Galaxy dartboards are also Arachnid as well. So over the years, Arachnid made a Galaxy, and then eventually they made a Galaxy 2, followed by a Galaxy 2.5, and then eventually the Galaxy 3. The Galaxy 3 was the latest dart machine that they were making prior to the Spider360 model coming out. So the Galaxy 3 models are very, very common in bars and venues today. And the thing with the Galaxies that's interesting is on the Galaxy 3, which was their latest Galaxy model they made, they discontinued it recently. And the Galaxy 3 model that I kind of liked was on the Pedestal, where the coin doors would normally go. They had two concave cubbies where you could put your darts and, you know, extra soft tips and any other tools that you might need for playing darts with. On their Spider360 models, as you can see, they've completely omitted not only the coin door, because it is for home use only, but they also omitted the coin door concave cubby holes that they had in the Galaxy 3. I'm personally not a fan of that logo there. I'm kind of glad to see that they have, you know, some bolts attached. If I really wanted to take that thing off, it looks like I could. I mean, I'm going to leave it for now, but I would have much rather have had the two cubby holes to store darts and other stuff rather than having that particular symbol on the pedestal. But, you know, it is what it is, and I'll just deal with it, and that's fine. But one thing I noticed when I pulled this out of the box, you can see in the lower right-hand corner and the lower left-hand corner, it says G3. So it looks like what they did was they just took a Galaxy 3 dartboard face that already had the international colors and popped it in place, which is fine with me because, you know, again, I wanted the international colors anyways. So to kind of go a little bit further on the story about Arachnid, to take it one step further in complexity, you'll also see a lot of marquees that say Bullshooter across the top. Bullshooter is also part of Arachnid. Technically, Bullshooter is a software program that's licensed through Arachnid, and I don't know a whole lot about the Bullshooter other than that it's an online web-based program that you can play tournaments on with other people around the world. And so the LCD display would show Bullshooter and then different tournaments that they're going to be having around the world and different times and days that they're going to have those tournaments. The Bullshooter dartboard is made exactly the same materials, made in the same place in Loves Park, Illinois, made out of the same high quality materials as the Spider360s and all the other Arachnids and Galaxies. Again, they're all made in the same facility. There's just a lot of confusion with, you know, everybody assumes when they see the different marquee on the top that it's made by that particular company, but it's really not. So the Bullshooter stuff is a software program that is licensed by Arachnid. And the Bullshooter version, it's primarily for commercial use. You might be able to buy one for home use, but if you wanted to get the Bullshooter tournament play on your dartboard, you would have to pay $100 a year in order to facilitate the fees that are needed for the licensing and for, you know, having different tournaments show up on your TV screen and stuff like that. So the Spider360 just came out in November of 2019. So this is the newest, latest, and greatest thing that Arachnid has designed. And according to the owner that I spoke with on the phone, there's actually some... There's another game in here called Mark. Apparently Mark is like an artificial intelligence program where if you're just playing darts by yourself and you want to play against somebody else, Mark is the person you can play against, and Mark has a beginner's level, intermediate level, advanced, and I think professional. So they can do it on different levels. And here's Jocelyn seeing the dartboard for the first time.
Dartboard?
So back to what I was saying here. So there's two models of the Spider360. There's the 1000 series model and 2000 series model. This is the 2000 series model. It has a few extra bells and whistles that the 1000 series model does not have. One of the things that this one has is LED lights along the entire height on both sides of the dartboard to give more light on the dartboard. The other thing is it has lights behind the spider symbol here. And so what will happen is when you're playing darts, if you win the dart game, all these LEDs turn into multicolored LEDs and it gives off like a little light show, as a congratulations for winning the game. So the Spider360 1000 model does not have the marquee. It actually has two LED light fixtures up here in the corners that shine down onto the board. So I think this is going to give off some better light, but it's my understanding that the 1000 series model gives off really good light even with the two LED lights up here in the corner. The other thing the Spider360 2000 model has above the E right here, it's hard to see, is a little camera. And that camera will shoots out footage towards the shoot line, the throw line, which is 8 feet away. And that brings up the other thing of what the 1000 series and the 2000 series models have. There's this thing called the leaderboard. The leaderboard, if you buy a brand new Spider360, the leaderboard software, it goes through Wi-Fi. It goes through Wi-Fi, and it costs, well, actually the first 3 months is free. And then every month after that, for the 1000 series model, I think it's $1.99 a month, and for the 2000 series model, it's $2.99 a month. Leaderboard is sort of like Bullshooter, only it doesn't have all the features, and with Leaderboard, you're able to compete against other people that have Spider360 models in their home, and it'll show you what your ranking is in comparison to other folks out there that have the same model dartboard. So I don't know a whole lot more about Leaderboard. I'm assuming that the reason why there's a camera built into the 2000 series models so that you can maybe see the other person through the camera that you're playing against, but I'm not really sure if that's how it works or not. But just wanted to throw that out there that Arachnid, Spider360, Bullshooter, and Galaxy, they're all affiliated under the same name, Arachnid. Every dartboard is made of the same high-quality commercial-grade materials, and there was just a lot of confusion that I had to kind of unravel on my own, and with the help of the owner as well to help clarify a couple things as well. So anyway, I'll start putting this together, and we'll play a couple games and see how it works out.
Yay, games, yay, games, yay, games.
Some hardware inside the triangular portion of the box there. Let's take that out. Here's some hardware that it came with. Got the power cord in there. I've got at least one set of darts, two sets of darts, some red darts and some yellow darts. Looks like the hardware to install the top to the bottom pedestal. I believe they include 500 soft tip. Even give you an aiming marker, put it at the 8-foot level. Like what I was describing earlier, Bullshooter, there's the software program that they support. little magazine, looks like, that probably has all the upcoming tournaments. Power cord. Set of red and yellow soft tip darts. A bag of 500 soft tips. And this should be the hardware that attaches the top to the bottom pedestal. Looks like more hardware for the assembly of the pedestal. And a Bullshooter magazine subscription order form. And as you can see, kind of what I described earlier too, there's Arachnid, the main company that makes all these different dartboards. This is it for the instruction manual. For something so big and expensive, you'd think it'd have more than that for instructions, but it should be pretty straightforward. So there's not a whole lot to this based on the instructions. There's these 4-threaded bolts, kind of double-ended. And these just screw into the top of the base of the pedestal. To screw them in as far as they'll go, hand tight. Sitting in there for some reason. Seems like it's at an angle for some reason. I guess that was a slight angle too. Okay. And once we get the top on top of the pedestal here, we use these 4 wing nuts after we pull down the bezel below the dartboard, and we screw these in place to tighten everything up. That's for that part. Then we have to take this bezel off and screw everything in place. So take the bezel off. I'm assuming it's these 2 screws up here. Instructions aren't very clear on that. so this bezel was actually hinged. So you have to worry about taking it off or anything. Got the monitor covered in bubble wrap to protect it. These two tabs pull out, you push down the tabs, and then you pull forward. That's nice. It has a nylon strap here, so you don't have to worry about it slamming against the pedestal. Okay. So now we can get to the 4 screws to put the wing nuts on. Setting in there flat in all corners, it looks like it's pretty good. I see 4 bolts sticking out. Okay. So 4 wing nuts. Makes sense to make it simple to put together and take apart, because I know when they do these tournaments around the country, they have hundreds of these things set up, and only having 4 wing nuts to install per dartboard makes it easier so that they can have that many more set up in a shorter amount of time. In a second here, I'll grab the camera and kind of show you the brains of everything that's inside here, the CPU and everything else that's in here. Okay. So we got the speaker, and looks like the main power supply and the CPU and everything else that helps to run this thing. A lot of USB connections in there that go to different parts. Got the wiring over here for the buttons. And some additional wiring up there along the top. And nice nylon strap through here to keep the monitor from smacking against the base of the pedestal here. All right. Not much closer to turning it on and giving it a try here. Look in the back here. Pretty boring back here. Looks like just some L brackets to kind of keep the dartboard in place here. You can maybe see it, maybe not. There it says Arachnid. Just extra proof that shows that it's they're the main company that behind all this, that makes all these awesome dartboards. And down there it looks like that's where you plug in for Ethernet cable if you want to do a hard wire on your off your router, main power switch, and the place where the power plug plugs into. All right. Before I close this up, I'm just going to double check these connections and make sure that they're plugged in nice and firm. Seems like everything's pretty good there. Yeah, so the instructions they give you, that little piece of paper that was folded out, I mean, this wasn't very clear. I had to actually go online to the Spider360 website to grab the PDF instruction manual for this particular dartboard to get a couple of extra steps that the little fold-out piece of paper didn't have with the instructions they provided. Okay, well, everything is tightened and secured. Not feeling any looseness to the two pieces here. I think the next step is to plug it in. We'll see what happens. Alright, it's plugged in. Let's see what happens. Wow, this thing really is a computer. Look at this. Huh. I don't know if it's going to go through this every time it boots up, or this is just some initialization deal when it first gets plugged in, or what. Okay, well, look at that. Very, very nice. Got the multicolored lights going up there across the marquee and down the sides of the dartboard. A nice display with different graphics that show different games that it plays. Sure does give off some nice light towards the board. I like the fact that it has like kids cartoon graphics, that way it'll attract kids and wanting to play it too. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and put it where I want it to go, and then I'll come back and shoot another portion of video of actual playing. Okay, so I wanted to check something here. The bullseye is from floor to center. Should be 5 feet 8 inches, and it's right at 5 feet 8 inches. Very good. Okay. And for those that may have been wondering, to figure out the distance of 8 feet of exactly from the flush point of the dartboard, what they've done here, it's hard to see. There's a little niche right here that you can kind of put the tongue of the tape measure in and pull back 8 feet from that point. So from that point directly up would be flush with the board itself. So that's how they've conquered that little situation. So this is 501, and just to show off a couple things here, you can see got a video of myself on the screen. Watch me throw back at the 8-foot throw line. Nice color screen there. And let's give it a try here. Hard to get out of there. Jeez. Oh, I'm supposed to like break them in or something, or what? I guess it only counted 2 darts because I actually pushed it. Try putting some different tips on there. I don't know if it's supposed to be that hard to take them out or not. Try some of these tips they gave me. I just don't recall other dart players having such a hard time getting these tips out of here.
Dad, is it done yet?
I'm playing with it here. I gotta test something out here though. Oh. Jeez, well, that's not good. Well, for some reason, these tips that they come with, the threads are too big to fit in my barrels. That's really bizarre. They don't fit. Huh. Well, let me grab the darts that came with it. Alright, so here's the 3 darts, or 3 that came with a total of 6, 3 red, 3 yellow, so these ones already have tips on them. So let's see if these tips work any easier as far as pulling out when I throw them.
Okay.
Seem a lot lighter than my darts, though, that's for sure.
The same dartboard is on TV. Are you playing against someone?
Oh, can I?
Dad, who are you playing against? Who are you playing against?
Oh,
Play against someone online.
Well,
My turn.
this is just a demo here.
My turn.
That dartboard looks easier than the other one.
Well, yeah,
for
because it's
some
bigger in
reason.
diameter. It's bigger in diameter.
Second turn, my turn. My turn.
Did I play?
My turn.
Okay, it's Jocelyn's turn. Okay, Jocelyn, I want you to step up closer.
Is it?
Okay.
Why does it show the
Step up
picture
closer.
of you? Does the
Okay,
dartboard
remember there's neon
record
signs
you?
in here, okay? Just throw it right at the board. Good.
I could get a triple 20 easily.
Ooh, 2 15s
These
in
are
a
like-
row, that's good. Wow, a double 15 too, that's really good.
Very,
Wow,
very.
cool. All right, Justin,
Where's the camera? Where's the camera on it?
you gotta figure that out. It's a surprise, it's a secret. Okay, here you go. Here, why don't you come back over here. Don't go quite behind the throw line. Throw for Mike right here. I need you guys to get used to this before we bring you back full distance. There's too many fragile things in here.
Ooh.
almost in the
Yeah,
middle.
almost. Okay, don't throw it so hard. It's not necessary to throw it that hard.
What?
Well, it's because you didn't hit the board. That's
Oh,
why
I hit the 20 and it didn't
well,
hit
yeah,
the hole.
anything out here is a foul. It doesn't count. You have to hit it inside here. That's why I went because it doesn't count it.
Yeah, I should take
My turn.
I'm more
I'm
serious.
taking a video, yes.
Me, then Justin, then
Okay,
Dad.
should I go for the double bullseye?
Ooh, triple 18, that's even more.
Oh.
Where's that camera?
Do you want to go pick up food and I will feed the dogs?
I keep hitting the
Okay.
middle part.
Okay, let me have a turn.
Okay, Mom's turn.
Mom's
Start
turn.
game. No,
Justin.
No,
just select. Yeah.
it's Matt Dog. I'm after her. I call
Stand by
after
this
her.
line, then throw.
Mm-hmm.
I call after her.
Good. Good. Good.
Wait.
Boom.
So close.
Ooh, did you get the very edge?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
very
like
edge.
the very
Yeah, the
edge.
very edge.
It's basically like touching it.
Yeah. It seems like they're getting easier to pull out now. Maybe this will be thrown a few times before
My
they kind of
turn.
break down.
Mm-hmm. Then my
Gonna turn a little bit back.
Yeah, get closer.
How thick is that screen? How thick is that screen?
Okay, Justin, give me some advice.
Yeah,
Don't go in
I
front
know
of
to
people
not
when
do that.
people are
I
throwing
know to not
darts.
do that. Ah, but okay. Here I go.
Alright. We remove the darts. Okay. Hold on. You gotta wait till this chew. There we go. Oh, look at that.
So close. Did you ever get a triple 20 yet?
Not yet. Nice.
Ooh.
What if I got a 180?
That would be really, really good.
Makes no sense that there's like 3 shots ahead of the
Should I try to go for
middle.
the triple 20? Let's see.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Oh, so
Ooh,
close.
the edge, the very edge of 18. You got a 1. You got a 1.
Oh,
You chose to get a 1 again.
My turn.
Did you ever play against someone online yet? I want to see if you could beat someone online.
yeah.
Does the dartboard take Wi-Fi?
Yes.
How do you connect it to Wi-Fi?
You have to go through the menu settings. Jeez.
Ooh, that was the hardest tumble.
All right.
Got it.
13. 13.
My turn. Oh, I got
Triple 1.
triple 1.
Oh. Oh, I think I see what's going on. Yeah, I think it only get. This is like in, I think it's called like quickie mode or something like that, where
I think you won, Dad.
you only get like a certain
Yeah,
number
Dad,
of
did you
throws
play
before
against
you.
someone online?
Well, I have to set it up for that because there's a 3-month trial where you can play on what's called leaderboard, and I'm not sure exactly how it
We'll
works,
play
but
against
you
the
can
robot.
judge your score, or you can see what your score is compared to other people around the world.
How much people could play at a time? 4?
4. But if you're only playing by yourself and you want to play against somebody else, there's a person called Mark in here, and he's an artificial intelligence player, and you can put him on beginner's mode, intermediate mode, advanced mode, or professional, I think. So depending on how good you are, you can play
Do it
against
on
the
the
computer.
first mode. Can I play against him? On the first people.
We saw it arrive. We saw the dartboard get unpacked. We saw it get put together. And we saw it get played. So hope you guys enjoyed it.
and
And
we didn't see the
we'll talk to you
camera.
later on. Vista Bar Man Cave signing out.
We didn't see the camera though.